All right, so our first one, so we have our yellow sheet of paper. Everyone can kind of follow along so we know what we're talking about. So dopamine is our first one. So we call dopamine the reward chemical or the feel-good chemical. It's like the one that we kind of boiled down. It's our drive chemical. So things that we can do to keep dopamine from, for producing dopamine in our body is like completing a task. So, that great feeling where you get to check something off your to-do list? That's dopamine. Doing self-care activities, so doing things for yourself, that produces dopamine in your brain. Sleeping, that's a happy thing too. So discovering new things has a spike of dopamine in our brains. So trying new food, trying new activities, all of that spikes dopamine in our body. Creative things, learning new skills. Also things like celebrating a win. Yay me! That is dopamine producing. Strength training, so a lot of what you do here with our strength. And then sunlight is also really good for healthy brains, healthy bodies. Those are all like little peaks of dopamine. For sustainable, so like over time, to have good levels of dopamine are things like meditation, deep breath, yoga, okay? So already, everyone was here, check, check, check. We did all the good things to keep dopamine high in our body. So why do we care? What happens when we have low dopamine? So that's what happens is we have low motivation, fatigue, brain fog, procrastination, memory loss, mood swings, sleep problems, cravings for bad stuff like sugar, caffeine. So sometimes when we have cravings like that, it's because our body is like needing something to give us that little spike, like a good thing. Like, this is our reward chemical. I need something to reward myself for doing things, right? That's why a lot of us, reward ourselves with food, and then we think that's how we reward ourselves, and then we start to have those cravings. But what does that mean for us when we have Parkinson's, all right? So of all the 4 chemicals that our brain produces to keep us happy, this is the one that people with Parkinson's have to be the most concerned about. This is the one that is debilitating and we have the biggest deficiency in. So our dopamine producing cells, if you want to know what they're called substantia nigra, they die when we have Parkinson's. That is how we start to get our slowness of movement, our rigidity, our stiffness, and our shuffling and our walk. It's all about our dopamine production. So, no doctor, don't have my MD, but there are some meds that produce dopamine in your body after you take them for this exact reason, okay? This is the one that if you're doing nothing else, even if you're continuing to do all the things that give you dopamine, you're still gonna be deficient because of this disease, all right? This is an important one. This is the one we wanna make sure that we're checking on. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is have a little bit of mindfulness and a little bit of a mindful practice. So our white sheet, we can take a look at in a moment. That is a bunch of things we can do after today. But until then, whoever doesn't have one of these, does everyone has something that's wrapped up? Here, y'all come grab one. I was making everyone wait in case, because I wanted maybe not coaches to have it if we didn't have enough. But here, yeah. Here, Dawn, we just pass them out. Just keep them in. All right, let's get that thing that is in our paper towel. Just hold it. We're just gonna hold it. You don't have to open it yet. So hold it. Just feel how much it weighs. Just a little thing. Feel how the paper towel feels. Maybe it's wet. I don't know. It's been in my car for a bit. I mean, is it scratchy? Can you feel the fibers? Just kind of play with it in your fingers. So, just kind of hold it, maybe move it around. And then we're going to unwrap it. So take that paper towel off. Surprise. All right. So we're still just touching. It's clean. I washed it, and then I didn't touch it ever again. It's all fine. So just feel it now. How does it feel? Does it feel different that it doesn't have a paper towel? Can we feel the little bumps on it? Can we feel it shake? So now let's take a moment to really look at it. Let me see all the colors. Does it have a little flaw? Is it all red? Is there some pink in there, some white? Just notice how ripe it looks. I mean, some of them are like, Instagram worthy. All right, so now we're gonna smell. It's a grocery store strawberry, so I'm not gonna guarantee that it's gonna actually smell like a strawberry, but maybe. So just take a moment to smell it. Hopefully it's good. Maybe start to make our mouth water a little bit. And now we're gonna take a bite. So we're gonna take a decent sized bite, but we're not gonna swallow. We're gonna chew for 30 seconds before we get to swallow it. So take your bite and just kind of roll it around in your mouth. Our tongues have our taste buds all over, different sides, have different things that they taste. So use your tongue to fully make sure that you can taste that strawberry. Chew slowly, 30 times. Count to 30 to yourself. It's hard. Then we can swallow after our 30. And then take another bite and just be slow about it though. Just slow and enjoy it, right? So being mindful isn't about, having this like woo-woo experience. It's really just about being present. It's about not thinking about the things you need to do when you're finished with what you're doing, or the things you forgot to do before you're doing what you're doing. It's about literally being just right now. So, animals don't have that sense, right? They're always in the present. They don't care if they forgot to wipe their feet before they came in. They're not thinking about, maybe they're thinking about their next meal, but just, right before, but they're right there. So that's all being mindful is about. It's just being present. So having direct connection with whatever's going on. Not being on our phones when we're talking to people. Not multitasking. It's great, you can do it, but it's not so good for you. All right? Being present and just being slower and mindful of what we are doing makes a big difference.